Is sometimes what we have learnt from an early age, something that stays with us and becomes a part of our everyday life. Most of us use the ability to read on a daily basis and don't even think about it. Sometimes traumatic or life-threatening events occur which take away the most basic of functions such as walking and talking. Coordination and normally goes out the window and every day becomes an epic struggle to survive. Peter was born during his parents' harrowing journey to escape the aftermath of World War II Germany. From an early age, he was always in a hurry, from handing a friendship ring to his future wife at the age of 11 to designing and building his first home at the age of 19. He owned and operated several successful businesses and was always looking to improve the designs of the products he sold. His passion to make things better or to develop products with a specific purpose in mind saw him embark on a journey that would stay with him for many years. His greatest challenge, however, was yet to come. That was the day his doctor told him that the headaches and dizziness he'd been experiencing was a brain tumor. He had to decide on the operation to save his own life. The operation removed what turned out to be a benign tumor. It left him unable to read or write. He had to learn to walk and talk again. His determination and resolve allowed him to move forward, albeit one step at a time. He struggled with the unfamiliar territory of allowing others in his life to make decisions for him. His wife took on the role of breadwinner while he slowly regained his speech and coordination. He took on the role of house husband. But looking after his grandchildren before and after school didn't seem enough for someone who had been so full of life and ideas. Never one to sit still for long, Peter began to find projects in his workshop to keep his mind and hands active. He was going to beat this noose that he felt around his neck. Just when he had found his voice and his feet again, disaster struck. His childhood sweetheart, to whom he had been sharing 50 years of his life with, was struck down with a horrible disease of the nervous system, MND, and given only 12 months to live. At this point, he decided to shelve his comeback, and they commenced her bucket list around the world. While she rested, his mind wandered back to the stories his mother had told him, and he realized that he needed to put them somewhere safe, that his children would know the story of their background. Buying himself a tape recorder, he retold his mother's tale. It seemed like such a garbled story when he replayed it, but he knew a story was there: the border guard. His wife's death, even though expected, was a huge blow, and any thought of finding a typist was long forgotten. Both family and friends introduced him to ladies that they knew. He couldn't do this, though, he thought, and lost himself in his ideas again. His friends, however, were having none of it, and one of them introduced him to internet dating. What have I got myself into, Peter thought, as a procession of women sent him messages of love and invitations to meet. As he started sifting through their profiles and talking to them on the internet, he found that his reading and writing skills were improving, and so were his communication skills. This wasn't so bad after all, and he didn't have to meet them if he didn't want to. There are a lot of lonely people out there, people that don't want to go to clubs and have nowhere to meet single, older men or women. But slowly, Peter gained the confidence and desire to meet some of the ladies he'd spoken to online. Without realizing it, his life was about to enter a new phase, an exciting phase. As he met each lady, he discovered that they were all different. They all had their own quirky characters, desires, and needs. He'd gotten on a roller coaster, and he didn't want to get off. Because this roller coaster, far from being just about the ladies, was steering him back to a world he knew, a world spinning with stories, their stories, forever entwined within his own. Out of nowhere, they meet. She ticked all the boxes, and she was just as interested in his ideas and stories as he was. He would tell her a story, and she would embellish it with her own twists and turns. Together, they began the journey into the unknown, but with their eyes wide open with anticipation of what their union could achieve.